Hello guys and welcome to the new video. I have great news today. The new version of the HUD is finally arrived after really a lot of months of waiting. Now it's finally here and I took this opportunity to show you and guide you through all the new stuff we had. In partnership with Hand to Note, now it's much easier because we can literally add anything that we want, and I'm really happy about it. So let me guide you through the new update of the HUD and show you a little things that now HUD can do. And let's start. First, I want to show you the HUD. So this is the main HUD in game. You have two parts of it. You have a part where is 3-bet for 3-bet stuff, call ranges, 3-bet ranges, and fold versus 4-bets. And the HUD that is left side is out of position, right side in position, raise first one, c-bet strategy, how they play their checking ranges versus the c-bet, stabbing, and versus delay. Okay, so in the HUD you see colors. The HUD is made based on the GTO wizard and the MDA of PokerStars regs. So if you see any stat in the HUD that is gray, it indicates that, for example, this player that we took as example, because I have a decent amount on sample on him, whenever the stat in the HUD is gray, it means he's using the optimal frequency for that spot. So for example, raise first one is gray, so he's using the normal ranges. Then we have c-bet stats. We see a combination between red color and the green color. Red color means that in this type of spot that we are looking, the stats, this player is more tighter and more passive than the GTO in that spot, and the average of the regs of PokerStars. So just based on HUD and colors, you immediately know if the player is deviating in some kind of spots. So just you see like this player, this is c-bet in position, flop, turn, and river. You see immediately from the color, it will poke you in the eye. You see that he is c-betting on the flop in position 72%. That's higher than the GTO. He's double barreling 46%, which is less than the GTO, and he's triple barreling 42%, so it's less than the GTO. So for any stats in HUD, you see that this player is highly unbalanced, he's not in the optimum stats, and you can take advantage of it. You have the thing for 3-bet stats, call ranges, and fold versus 4-bet. So this player is or fall into 4-bet. You immediately see you want to 4-bet this guy. He is not 3-betting you enough, so you can open wider. Just by looking at the HUD, his call ranges are wider than usual, than normal frequencies. So definitely, just by looking at the HUD, you see where you can exploit this guy. But that's not a good news that I want to tell you, because now we had put this also in the pop-ups. So now you have a color coding in pop-ups also. We put it for more than 10 pop-ups and it will be added for all stats. Now we added for the most important stats, but everything will be color code. So you don't need any stats checker, you don't need any GTO frequency checker. Just by using a HUD, you will know for every spot if player is balanced, is he in the GTO frequencies, is he deviating, is he more aggressive or more passive for that spot. So here we see in position single raise spot. So in position as the PFR, you have button versus big blind, button versus small blind, special pop-ups. So this is generally how this player plays when he raises pre-flop and when he's in position. You see that he's c-betting 72%, double barreling 46 and 42. You see that he's over c-betting the flop more than the GTO, but you also see that he's using the smaller size a lot more than GTO does. but you also see that he's using the bigger size 70% plus on the red color, so it means he's under betting with a higher size that he should be doing. And when you click actually here, you see that he's actually putting a lot of bluffs in this size and also in the size of 44 to 70%, mainly as a bluff. You also see that he's c-bet and falling to check raise less, so he's more loose in this spot, so he's calling a check raise wider, but he's folding on turn and river way higher than the GTO. So just by looking at the HUD, you see he's c-betting really a lot more than the GTO, but you immediately see that he's more loose when he's checking the flop, so he check call a lot and check and doesn't fall that much on the river probes. So that indicates that this guy, even he c-bets a lot, he's defending his checking range more than the GTO. We can see also which hands he's skip c-bet and calling, on which boards. We actually see that he's doing a lot of checking with weak part of his range, like middle pairs plus is most of his range, and he's defending that. And we can see is he defending that on rivers. We actually see that he actually is doing a lot of on rivers. So basically we have this for most of the pop-ups. So you will immediately, by looking at pop-up, just by colors, you will identify in which spot the guy is deviating. Also, the good news is that you can do this for yourself also. So you can immediately see, are your frequencies good? Are they in the GTO optimal way? Because if it's gray, it means it's optimal. So you can also check that for yourself, and also you can check that for any pool you are playing, because you can make an MDA analysis with it. Okay, I want to show you the new boards. We added completely new boards and new structures, new categorization of hands. So let's quickly go through new boards. We put it like this. So we have every possible board where you can see how the player plays on that board. You can see, okay, he's c-betting 72%. Let's see which boards he's mostly bluffing. Okay, we see that he's mostly bluffing ace XX rainbow, ace XX, queen XX, double suited, jack XX, a lot of bluffing on rainbow boards. Basically, you see percentage of weak hands he's using on variety of boards. Then you can also see when he's double barreling, what's happening. If the turn is an overcard, if the turn is an ace, if the turn is a third card, third flush, you can see what he did barrel. And this is new categorization of hands. You see like ace high, gut shots, trash, combo draw, low pocket, low pair, middle pair, sets, straights, trips. You have all the categorization of hands. Just think how this can be useful for MDA analysis. So you have when the backdoor hits, so when the turn pairs, when the top card pairs, you will see their strategy on any possible runouts. Fourth straight, fourth flush, and we also have that for rivers. So you'll have their strategy with diagrams on all possible runouts and boards. Okay, let's try. I'll try to be quick so you can follow me, and that video don't last like my usual videos. Okay guys, let's go move forward. This color coding, just want to end the story with it. This is something that a lot of you asked me, is it possible to do it? And I said it's not possible, it's a lot of work, and I did a lot of this work, made this analysis so we can put it there. Now I really like it, because now you have it with sizes. You will know in which spot he's deviating. You will immediately, just by looking at HUD, you will just color will drag your eyes, and you will immediately know, okay, he's more loose here, he's more tighter here. I will bluff this spot when he's doing this. I will be more careful when he is, or more observative when he's over c-betting, which size he's over c-betting with, or he's calling a check raise light, how he played turn and rivers. Just by colors, when it goes into your, when you get used to it, you will immediately know what to do. Okay, now let's go to the second thing we add. We add a table for sizing tells. Okay, so when you click on the nickname of the player, you immediately will find a table for sizing tells. Flop, turn, river. You see a strong percentage, so you will know when you're in some kind of spot. Mostly it's good against fishes because they have most sizing tells, but everybody has. This is the reg, and I will show you his normal reg, winning reg. He's losing here with me on the table, but generally he's a winning reg. So you will see how even this guy, all of us basically, we have some tells. So this is a flop. Strong means top pair or better, and here we have a bet fold. So you see with every size that he bet, which hands he bet. You'll see immediately a diagram, type of hands, size that he used, and the board that happened. So you will immediately know what he's doing on the flop, and it's made for all possible sizes. Then you have it on turn and river. And the cool thing is that just by looking at the table, you immediately see, okay, I see that when he overbets the turn, 72% is weak. So when this guy overbets the turn, yeah, we just want to continue immediately against. He's gonna be draw heavy in this situation, and luck and lack. Only 11% of his range is actually value. So everything else is gonna be a draw or some kind of bluff, like a low pair into bluff. So immediately from here you see whenever he's using bigger size like 75 plus, a lot more is actually bluffs. So even pot size, little more than a pot, around the pot, all is bluffy, and you will immediately see which hands he used. And like you don't even you can just take a look and immediately see, okay, where the table is showing that he has a tell, and it's pretty obvious. Like whenever you see like 72, 67, 60, that means majority of his range is bluffing. If it's in the strong, and look at his river tendencies. River tendencies, like when he's betting big on the turn, he's bluffing, but when he bets big on the river, you can just fold because like it's only a value. There's no bluffs, only value, and only really strong hands, like better than a top pair, and rarely is bluffing. So just by look at the table you see everything, and many regs will have the sizing tells and fish will have it way more, and just by looking at it you will immediately spot it. Okay, let's go now to thing number 3. We have a new pop-ups for fishes, playing against fishes. In previous updates we add every spot when fish is limping, and you isolate fish like this, and you see this guy is a reg, so he doesn't have these stats. But generally, if there was a fish here, you would see, so fish limped, you would go into this pop-up and you would see their limping range, which they caller raise, which hands they're calling, what type of range they're folding. So you will immediately know how their range looks like. And we have this for out of position and in position. And when you isolate the fish, you will immediately know, okay, he's calling c-bet with these hands, check raising this, betting versus miss c-bet. So you'll know their complete strategy, out of position and in position. Now we had had a different situation. Now we had had a situation where I'm gonna show you where fish limped, so fish limped, and small blind or big blind are into the pot, and they didn't isolate the fish. So in a certain way, fish is uncapped, and we can tell that in this situation fish has basically uncapped range, because small blind or big blind would isolate like top 30, top 40% of their big strongest hands. So basically fish is uncapped and regs are capped. So we want to know how the fish plays as an aggressor, because fish can limp aces, kings, fish can limp kings, fish can limp ajax suited or ace king off, and regs will not gonna have these hands. So it's pretty interesting to see how the fish play these spots, and we put that in the HUD. You have a limp pot heads up as in position versus big blind when big blind only checked, so he kept himself. But you also have a situation when it was a limped pot, but now small blind also joined the pot and big blind checked. So you have a multiway pot with fish with strongest range, and you want to see how the fish play in that multiway pot against two regs or one reg if only big blind is in the pot. So you will see which hands they have, you will see what they are doing on the flop, which size they are using, how much they fold to check raise, which hands they are calling a check raise, folding turn, calling a check raise, calling turn, calling a check raise, betting turn. So all possible lines you will be able to see. Also, one cool thing is will be added tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have the situation where we will put all of this for a big blind. So when fish limps and we as a small blind want to know how wide we want to go, and we are only afraid of big blind isolating us. So we will make a pop-up how the big blind reacts to a small blind limp and a fish limp. We will know how much he isolate and how he play post flop these spots. So if you see that big blind is not isolating wide, then definitely you can, it's super profitable to limp there. And you can basically limp range in that situation if big blind is not isolating, because you will be playing with the fish. Not maybe range, but like definitely 70% of hands, like you will be just falling the worst possible hands in this situation. Because when you call and big blind isolate, that sucks, but every other situation is going to be okay. So we also made that thing, and it will be added tomorrow in the HUD. Really cool thing, because now you will be able to see post flop how the big blind play, how he reacts to, for example, if the small blind donks. You will see which hands he calls, fish with, check raises, and all of this stuff. Okay. Now we had also added the new small blind versus big blind and big blind versus small blind pop-ups. So when you click here, you have the new small blind versus big blind pop-up. Now this looks to me super good. Here you have single raise pot, 3-bet pot as caller, 4-bet pot as raiser, and this is for the limp strategy. A lot of you were asking me on Discord, can you make a limp strategy? And I never faced a limp strategy before, and even today I didn't face a limp strategy, but a lot of you guys did face, and some guys that are playing also really high stakes wanted to add these options, because in these games, also with straddle and also with ante, there's a lot of limps, and there are a lot of regs using limp strategy, so we added also that. So in the small blind versus big blind, you have all the possible scenarios. You also have a color coding. For example, you see that this guy is actually over c-betting, but not double barreling enough. He's definitely under double barreling, equity heavy. He's triple barrel, rarely gonna be bluffs, so only 20% of bluffs. He's over folding to raises on the flop and on the river, check folding high. So with this guy, when he checks you want to attack, when he checks turn you want to attack, when he checks river you want to attack. So definitely we also add all possible lines. So you have with check raise lines, checking range, check calling ranges, checking behind ranges in any of these lines. So we will have complete. These are all possible lines that can happen. There is no any other line than this. So we have check raise and bet, check raise and bet, check raise and check. So we will see, okay, which hands this guy is check raising then checking, on which type of board. Check raising, check calling, check folding. So all possible lines are here. Then you have it when how he plays as a caller of a 3-bet. So he called 3-bet out of position, small blind versus big blind, how much he's falling to c-bet, flop, turn, river, check raising, again it's color code, have that for 4-bet pots also, then you have this limped pot, so this is, if the guy is using this strategy, then this is limped and facing the ISO, how he play when he face the ISO and call the ISO, which hands he's calling the ISO with, and how he play post flop. And then we have a limp 3-bet, we have 3-bet ranges, and then we have complete post flop strategy. Okay, then we go into the big blind versus small blind for pop-up quickly. And here again you have everything. You have how they play single raise pots, big blind versus small blind. Again, color coding. You have raise c-bet, flop, turn, river. And then you have all the possible again lines. Raise c-bet, fold, raise c-bet and call. Raise flop, bet, turn, raise flop, check, check, fold, raise, turn and bet, raise, turn and check, check. So you will see like this guy raise turn and check, check, which hands he checked. For example, this guy raised turn, then checked 2-pair because he didn't want to value bet. Like super sick thing to see that he's checking range on the ace on the river. He's 2-pair and he's afraid of value bet that. So whenever you're in this spot, he just knowing what he's checking after after raising in position, to be able to know how thin he will go, incredibly valuable informations. Okay, so we have that. Then you have how he plays as a 3-bettor, c-bet strategy, flop, turn, rivers. You will see how he play against the check raise, check behind ranges, like he 3-betted, what does he checking behind. We see this guy will check behind, so he will give up with a lot of trash, even like checking back on checking back jack 6 on queen 3-3 that he 3-bet. So this guy, it's interesting also to see check behind range on turn, to see will he have a strong hands. This guy will. He check behind top pair, check behind aces on 3-8-6-3. He check behind even trips. He checked ace 10 on the ace 8 ace deuce. So definitely checking behind ranges are really good. You have that for 4-bet pots. You have again limped pot when big blind check, small blind checked and big blind check behind. How he then plays after that. How he play when he ISO, and versus limp 3-bet how he plays. So every possible line we had covered. Really, really good thing. And for the guys that play a lot of against the fish, it's okay, but for regs, this is mostly for regs that are using this limp strategy, for so you know every possible scenario to know how to play against it. Okay, let's go to number 5. Just let me see what is on the list. Number 5 and 6. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, this is, I explained actually this 3-bet stuff, 3-bet pots. Now let's go to the new multiway pots. So this is the multiway pots. I actually think that this pop-up is one of the pop-ups that's going to bring you the most money. People play multiway pots terribly, and we now added just for you to immediately spot what they're doing wrong. Okay, so you have multiway pots, single raise pot, and 3-bet pots. You have the ranges like when it's multiway, big blind or small blind overcall range, big blind overcall, small blind overcall, big blind call versus the ISO, and big blind call versus in position ISO. So it's going to be multi-way pot. When somebody ISO the fish, how wide will big blind call? You will see what. So this guy will call ace jack off, ace 9 suited, versus small blind ISO. He's going to be more loose. He's going to put there like 7-10 suited, pocket sevens, ace 8, king 10 suited, pretty strong range. So this guy is not going to call ace 7 off, king 9 off, king 10 off, stuff like that. He's going to be really on a stronger side. So we want to know what he has in these situations. Now there's the two possible scenarios. So how he plays as a multi-way PFR in position. So you have his flop strategy, delay c-bet, check fold. Then you see like how he plays turns after he. So this guy betting 46% on the flop. You see he's having some bluffs, right? But when on the turn into multi-way pots, he's like super rarely betting, and in the heads-up pots, he's also. Unfortunately, there's no sample here, but the point is that just based on frequency, you see that this guy has some bluffs on the flop. But I would say that when the turn c-bet is multi-way pot still, so I would say this guy would never bluff. If it's heads up, yeah, he's also really low on the betting. We have here also how he play against the donk. We see 32% fold donk. We see which hands he's calling a donk. We see that he's top pair around the top pair and some slow plays like trips, but mostly gonna be medium strength range and raising a donk with the top pair top kicker. Then we also see basically you see how he reacts on donking. Then you see how he plays as out of position multi-way. So this is really crucial because on many boards people should be having checking ranges on multi-way spots. So when they are out of position to one range. So when somebody opens middle position, button calls and big blind calls, on majority of boards he need to check range. People are not going to be doing that. This guy actually is. He rarely bets, and when he bets, you see that he is basically only nuts. So when you see this guy bets into three people out of position, you could just fold whatever you have. You can see like what his check calling ranges are. You can see how much he check folds, what he delays c-bets. Does he ever go for a check raise? He did with pocket eights, with overpair here on the 3-6-7. Basically all strategy as raiser in position, raiser out of position, as a caller on the blind. You will see how much he check folds. So this guy on out of position, you see him like you will always c-bet. He folds 57% to c-bet, and generally it's small sizes that are in question. So he will massively overfold. He will massively under check raise against the step or against the c-bet, and this is his check calling range. So we'll see, is he ever gonna have a two pair in the range? The answer is no. He never ever call a two pair in a situation against the c-bet multi-way. So this guy will not gonna be slow playing much. So we're gonna see how much he check folds on the turn and the river. And you have also how he plays as in position. You have all of this for single raise pots, and you also have all of that for 3-bet pots and squeezed pots. So you will know everything they're doing multi-way. And here is where people make a lot of mistakes. They do a lot of over folding. So it's really good to see that somebody will fold like this. It's also good to see that whenever you bet and he calls, he never has a two pair plus. So he's fast playing value in this situation and never trapping. So this is really good to know, because now when you have an overpair and he calls, you're playing for stacks easily with happiness on your face. Because you know he doesn't have a two pair. So what if you have a hand that beats one pair, you're good. Okay, and this is also really crucial because you will have guys that's gonna be, let's see if we have somebody with more sample. This guy doesn't have it for sure. Let's just see. This guy never bets out of position basically. So, but I know some opponents, they're gonna have like 40% of c-bet out of position. Against these guys, your response as in position player will be mostly raising the flop. Mostly, if you're continuing, will be raising, because on many boards he should be checking range, and if he has a betting range, your answer to it is gonna be just raising range, because then you put him in super shitty spot, because he's having a c-bet range in the spot he shouldn't be having a c-bet range into the stronger ranges, and then you just make a range like that play only raises. So he will be in super shitty spot, because you're gonna raise flop and you're gonna put a lot of hits on turns and rivers. Okay, let's go into the deep pop-up. So we have also the new deep pop-up, the new completely new deep pop-up. So this is how people play deep. This is like for Zoom players insanely good, especially when you get sample. So this is how people play when it's 3-bet pots 150 blinds effective plus. You will see which hands they are 3-betting. You see, like, he's now only 3-betting 9% of hands. You will see how much he calls 3-bet. So for example, this guy out of position 4-bets basically nothing. Only like he basically will 4-bet you only probably only on nuts, because he's not okay. He had in position one time ace queen as a bluff, but generally when this guy 4-bets you, it's not good news. He's not gonna have many king 10 suited, queen jack, ace 10 suited hands. He's gonna be like pretty strong, or like ace queen as a bluff. So definitely you want to see which hands he's calling 3-bet with, in which positions. So you're gonna see also that. You have how he play as a 3-bet raiser, how he play as a 3-bet raiser in position, as a 3-bet raiser out of position. So you see high c-bet numbers, you will see which hands he's having, but he of course had really good hands, at least a top pair. You'll see like every possible line. Again, you have their checking behind ranges, flop, turn. You will see everything. Then you have also how he plays as a 3-bet caller in position and 3-bet caller out of position. For Zoom, if I use my stats on Poker Stars here, I would have a lot more sample, because on Zoom I played a lot of deep poker, and then this will gonna help you tremendously, because you will have like clear incentive to see, do I want to bet against this guy? Do I want, maybe is he going thin in this situation? Because like playing deep, people are really or most of guys just play different. They don't play first, they don't play the right way, and most of them are tighter. They're not gonna put much money without the good hands. You want to identify the guys that's gonna be overfolding immediately. You identify guys that's not gonna play for stack 200 blinds with the top pair. You want to take these guys. You want to identify guys that's gonna put pressure, that's gonna be bluffing, and here you're gonna have everything. Okay, then let's see what we have. Yeah, we have also the new 4-bet pop-up. Okay, so new 4-bet pop-up. This is completely redesigned 4-bet pop-up. So guys, you have here how he play as a 4-better and versus the 4-bet. So you have every possible position. You have also deep, you have their 4-bet range, any position versus any position. You will see which hands he's using in the grid. You will see in any positions. You will see hands. Then as how he play versus the 4-bet, in which hands he's calling a 4-bet, 5-betting versus 4-bet. So you'll immediately see which hands he's calling in these positions, which hands he actually called here with ace king, which is pretty sick. Call a 4-bet with ace king in these positions. I mean, it's button versus middle position. Well, I mean, it's probably okay. But definitely, I thought it was against cutoff. But still, I think it's okay. Maybe the guy was tight and he decided he doesn't want to shove ace king, but ace king is mostly going in pre, but not against this guy. You also have it deep, and then you also have, you see, like you have it in the grid like this, and you have it in the grid like this. So you have call 4bet range, 5bet range, fold versus 4bet. So you have everything in one place. Then you can see how he plays 4bet as in position and 4bet out of position. You see these guys like betting range out of position, betting range out of position. Then we see that he's also in position betting range on most of the boards. So we see he bet middle pair. Let's see what he had. He had queens on the ace 9-9. So guys betting range. We want to see how much he double barrels. So everything here, like actually out of position, you see like his betting range, but on the turn he's only betting 23%. So pretty significant thing. He's rarely check folding, so he's gonna have a lot of these strong hands in the checking ranges. C-bet fold to raise only 17%. And then you have how he plays as a caller of the 4bet. Again, you have the grid, and then you have you see like as a call 4bet, as a call of the 4bet. When he's in position, he calls a 4bet, but he folds on the flop 30%. So 30, 43, 99. You can see here which hands he called a 4bet with on the flop. So he floated here ace queen, floated ace 10 with the backdoor draw, gut shots. So you can see also that on turns he called with the ace 10. So he had a flush draw, called the flop, called the turn. You can see check behind ranges. He checked behind trips. Okay, this is so on the he called a 4bet on the queen jack, queen jack. He checked behind with king queen. So definitely stuff that is important. So this is how he play when he called 4bet out of position. He folds turn 75%. Basically, you see any possible line. Again, check raising. If he's going check raise, then he check raise with the gut shot here. How he played then post check raise with the gut shot and just give up on the turn. So definitely it's nice to see this when you have the sample. This will be super good because people play 4bet pots bad. They played bad, and definitely want to identify which leagues they have. You want to identify their ranges. You want to identify where you can take them. Okay. Then we see. Okay, let's go into the out of position caller once more. Into the out of position caller, you have the pop-ups under pop-ups. But the most important thing is that all possible lines with checking, check raising, and where some in some part of the hand is check going on, you're gonna have that in the HUD. So every possible line with hand range is gonna be here. So definitely something that is, in my opinion, whenever you face some weird line, and when you're gonna see that you're gonna have sample on, it's gonna be like how he play after check raising flop, check raise flop, how he played the turn. So check raise flop and bet turn 50. So he's check raising 15%, which is high, but he's betting turn 52%. I want to see like, is he bluffing much? Is he continuing bluffing? So this guy is check raising with like pocket pairs, but he's continue betting in them on turn. So he's bluffing with them on turn, but every time he gave up river. You see like check raise flop, check call turn. Let's see what he had here. So he check raised the flop, and then he decided he check raised the flop with the ace jack. Then he decided to check on the turn that is a king. Is he gonna have top pairs in the checking? He check raise on the king queen on the queen 10-10. The turn is a 7 and he just decided to check. Is he gonna ever trap? Yeah, this guy actually had a full house and checked on turn, because here check raised on the king 9-9 and the turn is a king again. He decided to check. So definitely some stuff across all lines to be um, just to have it in all possible scenario. Okay guys, let's go now into the fastly into the bet call river. This is our river pop-up. This pop-up, we have bet river and versus bet river pop-ups with all possible stack sizes. So here, whenever you're on the river and you have a decision to make, you go into the river pop-up. If you go into the river pop-up, regardless if you're in a spot you need to call or you're in a spot you need to bluff. You just open the proper pop-up to see. So this is the bet river pop-up. Here you will see like what the player is doing on the river. You will see how much he's betting across any possible line. So after he bet turn, after the turn was check check. So this is out of position, this is in position. And then you will see across all sizes how he splitted his range. For if you go here, you will see a board, you will see size that he used, and you will see which hands he had. So for example, this is for all stack sizes together, but if you want to go, this is like small pots, medium pots, big pots, and huge super deep pots. We added the bet call line, so you would be able to see that this guy is bet folding 79%, 83%. So you can fold him out of everything, but I want to see when this guy clicks bet call what he has. What he has. His answer is he's gonna have pure nuts when he call your raise and nothing else. Pure nuts. This guy never gonna be bet calling you with middle pair where he block river and you raise. He's not gonna call middle pair. He's just gonna call you with when he has the nuts. So it's really, because I like number gonna tell you like he's bet folding 60%, he's bet folding 79%, but you don't know which hands he called. Now we add this so you know what he's gonna be calling you with. And then you have all of this across all possible stack sizes. So definitely to really good to see like how much this guy will be, how much we can make this guy fold when we are deep. So you're in the like, it's a deep pot, he bet river, maybe he has a two pair. If you jam, can you make him fold? Yes, this guy you can make fold, because on the bigger pots he's actually even folding more. So definitely some, in my opinion, really useful stuff. You have this when you are when you're in decision on the river and you want to see, do you want to call this guy, maybe bluff raise him, but also you're going to be situation when you are aggressor and we want to see like how much the guy will fold, in the big pots, like medium pots, how much the guy will be folding after after turn was check check. So which hands he will be calling you. Is he gonna bluff catch you in this line? So this is how defends his in medium pots, how he defends his checking range after the turn was going check check. You actually see that he defends these lines middle pair top pair, so medium strength range. So definitely you want to see can you attack after check check turn. He's folding only to really huge bets like or bets, but on the medium bets he's just gonna call you with low pockets, ace highs. He's not gonna fold. Let's see bigger pots. This is like super big pots. Here the situation is he folded here. Let's see what he had. Again he's calling with a flush with it. This is like a 10 10 high flush. So he's calling with, generally this guy's gonna just call with really strong hands across any lines, in big pots, small pots, medium pots. Is he ever raising you as a bluff? So you're in the river spot, you block, he raises, guys. You can just get away, get out of the way. If the pot is medium, this guy will rarely bluff. If the pot is big, he will never bluff. If the pot is huge, we don't have sample. So definitely, for me, like, this is, whenever you're in the river spot, you just go into this pop-up and you will see, you just search for lines, because you will see where the range breaks. You will see how they play after the turn was check, out of position, in position, because a lot of people, and MDA analysis is showing that they will be overfolding these spots by huge amount after they call turn. This is the spots they're defending close to the GTO in many situations, but against the overbets they're overfolding. So definitely you can see where the range breaks. Okay, that's what has been added new. So this is the last update. All of this we added new. There's a lot of stuff that we had before, but this is the new that we redesigned, and this is actually the new version of the HUD. And I'm going to show you quickly the range research, just to see in the range research how the things looks like. So here you have any pool you're playing. You can make fish, regs, pool, general pool, and you can make like top regs, whatever you want, and then you can go through every pop-up of the HUD and to break them down. What are they doing? What's the pool doing in this situation? And you can also you will also have the color coding, so you immediately know if they are in the GTO frequencies or not. But generally you can just, like any spot, you can see where you can attack the pool. And like I said, like this is the bet river. Look how much they are folding after check turn. You see they're generally folding like 46, 53, 58 on the river, in the, like, across all stack sizes. But if the turn was check, look how much their folding frequency is going up. So that's all really good spots for be bluffing. And when the pot is going bigger, their folding is also going bigger. So you can make this kind of analysis for 3-bet pots, for in position 3-better. You will see how much it's like pool is actually over c-betting in 3-bet pots in position. They are over c-betting, they are over double barreling, and they are in GTO frequencies in triple barrels. So you can see like which type of boards they are bluff heavy, and we actually see that they're mostly bluffing the paired boards between so this is like higher 10 plus 10 jack, queen, king, ace, x boards are most bluffs. Low pair boards are also really high frequency of bluffs. We see that trips boards are also, so it's like really a lot of bluffs. So this is like three of the kind on the board. So this is hugely over bluff boards. Then we see their double barrels, which spots they're mostly double barreling. Again, we see these pair boards are mostly king xx is double barreled as a bluff, and still we see these trips boards. We see that overcard as a Broadway is most bluffed, and overcard on the low board is most bluffed. So definitely something to keep in mind, and you can take this like for any possible situation. And yeah, it's pretty cool to see in which rivers they're gonna be going with it. On rivers, when what's happening when the third flush comes, they actually not or bluffing it. So mostly on the broadways, Ace is not at all bluffed as you would thought on river. So yeah, definitely third flush. Third flush is bluffy, but yeah, definitely people mostly bluff with big sizes. This 70% size in this situation is mostly value heavy size across all MDA. So definitely something to keep in mind. People will bluff you mostly with like overbet, pot bet, but when they're going more than 120, like big overbets on river, it's usually under bluffed in this situation as an imposition 3-better. So if you're interested, guys, in stuff like that, I can make a video about this, and we can do this for every possible pool, and we can do this for every possible part of the range, because here we have also a lot more. We have a lot more pop-ups. I have it on the other side, so we're gonna have all of the profiles with all of the other pop-ups from the breakthrough, and we can just see what they're doing on like every part of the range, and we can make a super good MDA analysis. If you want to see that, let me know in the comment, um, and I will make stuff like that, and we can compare maybe different sites, and maybe you will have like some really good hotspots where you can exploit pool. Maybe we can do it against certain type of players. Maybe you want to see a passive fish. Maybe you want to see a reg. Maybe you want to see where I can exploit the top regs from my pool. Everything can be done. Uh, Thank you guys for your attention. I hope I didn't going too long about this, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this. I really think that uh, the HUD will be super insane. And when you're going into battle, you want to have the best equipment. Uh, Hand to Note is now a partnership with us, and they basically made all of this possible. HUD you can get on their main website, on their HUD store. HUD is actually on the top page, right immediately on the first place. So the big things will be happening. We will make HUD even better because now people starting giving ideas, and ideas are basically incorporated immediately the next day. So we will make something that no other HUD has stuff like this, and you will not need any stat checker, anything. You will have all in the HUD. You will know everything, where they're deviating, where you can attack them. All will be with colors, and we have also ideas, more ideas to come, and all of us together on Discord. We are still small community, 700 people, so I definitely invite you more in. We are of course split between many stakes, so you will definitely find something for yourself, and if I can help you, I will give my absolute best to help you. Um, Thank you again. Thank you for your attention, and I hope I'm gonna see you soon. Maybe in live play video, maybe on MD analysis, whatever you want. Let me know in the comment. Like the video so we can spread channel, make a growth. I will also try to make a stream if you want, live stream playing together. Maybe we can make the GG stream, or we'll be playing iPoker or stuff like that, or MDA, whatever you want. Let me know, and thank you for your attention. Bye.